Welcome to Just Hair Me Out, a podcast about love, life, and hair. I'm Barbara. I've spent over 38,000 hours coloring hair.
Hi, I'm Demetra, and I've spent over 1,000 weeks with scissors in my hands.
With 50 clients a week in our chairs and 22 years on our feet, doing hair is not our hobby, it's our hustle. We've navigated salon politics and then opened salon suites of our own in 2020. We choose dogs over kids, skinny marks over beer, and we've only fired 3 clients each. Welcome back. So today I'm here with Demetra.
Hey.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey.
This one we decided we wanted to have an episode where we could just tell stories of all the funny shit that happens in salons.
Yes.
So some of these are going to be funny things clients have done. Some of them are our own shenanigans. And there's a handful of like the back room situation, like break room. There should be cameras. There should be cameras.
Honestly, there really should be cameras.
It's better than TV.
Yeah.
Just being honest. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to start off with a story about shampoo bowls. So when I was still in training, I was an apprentice, and one of my peers was tasked with shampooing somebody, for the owner. Mm-hmm. That client was going to get a haircut. So, no big deal, right? Let's go shampoo. And as a lot of salons are, there's like the shampoo bowls are like lined up. So there's like 3, 4, 5 different bowls, like all in a straight line. And at this particular salon location, there wasn't like the round nozzle. It was maybe like 5 inches long. But at the end of, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like a solid piece.
What do you mean nozzle? Are you talking about
at the shampoo bowl?
Right. Are you talking about the one that shampoos the head?
When I say nozzle, I mean like where the water comes out.
Talk about the sprayer.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay,
so
cool.
like there are some sprayers where it looks almost like one you'd use at home, like where it's like a long piece, like with just a little mouth to it. Mm-hmm. Whereas generally, the sprayers are like a big round thing, almost like looks like a shower nozzle almost, where you can. Anyway, okay. So they had these little ones, and because they were like heavy, they could sometimes sit in the shampoo bowl, like sit down in the drain, and if it's like pointing up, when you turn the water on, the water goes up.
Oh, yeah.
So she puts somebody in the chair and goes in the back and turns on the water to wet their hair down, and it went like all the way, like 40 feet. I mean, it was like some water pressure going on there.
Oh, that's good pressure.
And it got all over all of the other shampoo bowls and like a wall of mirrors. All had water on it.
Oh my God, were there clients getting shampoo? Did they get
They got wet. So then she's, it was almost like, when you have a slip and slide when you're a kid, and then the sprinklers that are like, I mean, it was kind of like, out.
Going crazy.
Yeah. It's like wiggling about. And so she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's like grabbing a stack of towels. And then she walks around the row of the bowls, and starts walking toward where, I mean, there's water everywhere. It's all over the floor. She's trying to like dab it up, give clients towels who she's sprayed with water. And then there was a big pile on the floor. And she was like walking toward the mirror to get it off the mirror. And she slipped and fell.
That's horrible. Was she?
I know.
Okay?
She was okay. That's why it's funny. She was okay. Yeah, but, it was one of those where, like, it seemed like a cartoon where there's a slip, the feet go up, and then everything goes down.
Yeah. Everyone knows that, like, as a hairdresser. And we know that you have to grab the nozzle before you turn it on. And mainly because you've been sprayed at some point. I had someone come in and, trying to make themselves at home in my suite. And they're like, oh, just fill up your water for your coffee. And I usually take it out to the filter because I like the filtered water. I was still finishing up with a client. They wanted their coffee when they walked in, and they went to the bowl to use it. And the sprayer went because they had no idea. So that was funny too. So I had a client that they were like, oh my God, and I'm like, yeah, you got to hold the hose because as soon as that water pressure goes on, it goes everywhere.
Ain't that the truth? Hold the hose.
Hold the hose.
People. HOSE, not HOS.
E.
Not the hoe.
Not the
hookers.
Not the be a hooker. No.
Also, I have a lady who has a lot of hair, very thick hair, and she is not one who wants to sit around a lot. She's always trying to speed through some things. And her go-to for drying her hair, because there's so much of it, she flips her head up and down really quickly. Yeah. I've known her for a long time. Every single time, you know, you're like, put a towel after they've been shampooed, put a towel around them, and then she will, like, you know, back up in the chair and like start, it looks like headbanging, but she'll like fling the water just to get it partway dry.
Oh my.
And sometimes I'm like, you know, I have ways I can do that without you, you know, flipping your head. So, you know, just like me, she's not 20 anymore. So things start happening. You can't just like flip your head around.
Does she get like a kink in her neck or something from...
Yes. Here's a scenario though. I was working at a salon. I had an apprentice who was shampooing her for me and blow drying her. Mm-hmm. And I was on the other side of the room, you know, doing my own thing. And I see them going over to the blow dry station. Mm-hmm. And this client was like, oh, let me do my thing, and like whips her head down, and the assistant is organizing her blow dryer, like getting the cord just right, whatever.
Yeah.
And as the head banging is going on, she flips up and has vertigo so bad that she can't stand up. She like was gonna fall over. So as she's like falling, she held, like, she grabbed for, like, probably for her arm, the assistant, but like got the edge of her pants and like was like pulling her leggings down.
Oh my God.
Which is
poor thing.
A whole other, you know, meaning to that beautiful classic song, classical music. Do you know there's one called Air on a G-string? Oh, it's beautiful. But it's called Air on a G-string. Air on a
G-string.
Yeah. But it doesn't have anything to do with strippers or guitar strings.
Huh. Okay. But it's a beautiful song?
It is.
Okay.
But doesn't it make you think of like when a stripper farts?
Ew. Ew, Barbara. Where the F did that come? Oh, speaking of strippers, like, I wonder if, like, Cardi B were to sell her farts. I wonder how much she would get. Because, you know, she's, like, famous.
Sell them?
Yeah, you know, people... Yeah, you didn't know that?
What? What are you talking about? People selling farts?
Yeah.
That is not real.
I swear... Yes, I saw it somewhere on Instagram. I think this was like last year. Oh, yeah. So what women are doing, they fart into like, I guess, a glass jar, and then they use those, whatever they are, like the contraption where it holds it in. Not just a screw top. It has like the plastic around, like the real good ones, like the Mason. Oh, yeah, and they sell them. They sell their farts. You didn't see that?
No.
Dude, that was on Instagram. Someone paid like 10 grand for someone's fart.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're in the wrong business.
Really unsanitary. And
I mean, can you even save the gases of your fart?
I don't think so. I mean, a year later, could you open it and it stinks? But it's like, you know, when a tree falls in the forest, does it make a noise? Right?
Yeah.
Like, if no one's there to hear it.
Right.
So how do you know, like the cart before the horse, did it stink or was it not stinky? And that's how when you open it, it didn't stink.
Right. So maybe you should do a trial run.
Oh my God.
Fart
Demetra!
in it. And then, well, because now aren't you a little curious? Like, come on. How do you know? Like, what if I just said, yeah, I farted in this and I'm pretty and you're going to pay me $100 or whatever. And I don't have to do shit. Just send you an empty fucking jar.
Wow.
There's got to be something.
That's wild.
That's wild. I know. I saw it on Instagram.
Okay.
But you want to know what the best part of all that is? The comments. Oh my God. I love the comments on everything. Those are the funniest. We should go through some shit right now. I bet you we would just start laughing.
Okay.
Speaking of comments, has anyone commented on us lately?
I haven't been looking. I need to look.
Yeah.
Sometimes I prepare myself for those things.
Yeah. Okay, next one. To be continued. Yeah.
So also, I worked with a woman who, would, you try to pass on the knowledge, to younger people. And so she would always explain to people that were working there, if you need to fart, it is not acceptable to fart in the salon, but you could just use your blow dryer to blow it down the way.
No.
Yeah. So she was a big fan of blowing the fart away from her. And
wait, they actually talked about if you have to fart to blow it with your blow dryer.
Yeah, because when a lot of people use the blow dryer to gather the hair clippings into.
That's what I do all the time.
Everybody
Always.
does that, right? Just to condense it to a pile with your blow dryer. And so when she's doing that, she'll also do like a quick round the back, blow the fart down.
That is freaking disgusting. And if I knew she was doing that, I might have to punch her in the face. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to inhale your gases. I'm sorry. Even the subject right now is so messed up, but it's hilarious at the same time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, listen to this though. I'm not kidding. Mm-hmm. I tend to deflate in the car on the way home because I do not fart while I'm working. I just don't.
Are you holding it in and clenching your butt?
Is there another way?
Okay. Well, all right. Okay, fine. I go to the bathroom even if it's just not like go to the bathroom. I mean, like I'll go to it to release. But if I don't have a client and I know like someone's not coming in for at least 5 or 10 minutes, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I would never, if I had a client in my chair, because I'll admit it, sometimes like if I had a lot of protein, and I do because, I eat protein, sometimes it can be stinky. So I don't want to take the chance. I can't take the chance. So I have to walk away, go another room.
Yeah.
See, you guys, I'm not farting in front of you, just so you know. When you're getting your service, you're not inhaling my gases.
A good hairstylist
they'll be 10 grand a piece. That's an extra charge.
That's an add-on.
That's an add-on.
Oh my God.
Can you believe people sell that shit? Like,
that is insane.
This is a crazy world. Anyways, okay. Next.
So, but I'm not done with this story though. So, occasionally people bring in to like a fancy salon a toddler for like a first haircut or something. So someone comes in with a child, small enough that it doesn't. I'm sorry. This precious little child doesn't speak yet, right? Little. Mm-hmm. And in case anyone's wondering, I don't have children.
Hence reference to it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. So I know what you meant because I don't have kids either. So
the parents come in, look like Barbie and Ken, right? They're here to have their toddler's first haircut, to video it with their iPhone, and pay $100. So that's why it's weird that a child is in the salon, that I worked at. Anyhow, so they're like videotaping it, blah, blah, blah. And the hairstylist had a toot. And she was a gambler. She gambled. Mm. And the gamble did not pay off. Apparently, it was audible and it smelled.
No!
So, because she's a smart woman, she said, "Oh, poor little do-do-do-do-do-do." And the parents were like, "Oh, did you have an accident?" She was like, "I think you need to change him."
That's horrible.
And the kid, she said the kid was kind of looking around like, what the hell? Because the parents like, "Oh, did you make a poopy?"
Oh my God.
So
die.
If there's a child anywhere, you can blame the child.
I blamed my dog before. We're making confessions. I blamed my dog.
Just so you know, Demetra, protein powder has a very distinct, nasty odor to farts.
Yeah, I know.
Protein powder makes you fart, and it's nasty. Nasty smell. And like the whey protein. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Anyhow.
Hold on. I got the look of death.
Uh-oh.
The secret is out.
Mia,
look at
Mia, have you been blamed?
Yes.
For your mother's flatulence?
She just heard the story, and I looked over. She was sitting on the floor just staring at me. Like, yeah, see?
Look, like, how dare you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. But
anyway, I know your dog is not eating protein powder, so
no.
I know when you're lying. Also, if you crop dust an entire salon, there is like nowhere to blow it with the blow dryers. Like everyone will be blow drying.
What's a crop dust?
You've never heard that?
No, man.
Crop dusting is when you have a longer period of time that, like, say a fart that lasts like 20 seconds. So like if you walk up and down, so like say you're on an airplane.
Women don't do that, right? Barbara.
What? So, because isn't like crop dusting when an airplane of sorts like goes and like drops stuff on?
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So this is the same concept, but coming from your ass.
But said plane is just your ass. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't do that. I never have.
Yeah. Well, anyway, don't crop dust in a salon. That is very rude.
Have you done it?
No. Girl.
Barbara.
Oh. I grew up with a brother. I am pretty gross.
Oh.
But I would not do that. I wouldn't do that. Oh my God.
Okay. All right. I believe you. I know you. You're so honest. Like,
by
I know.
the way, do you remember how we were talking about how sometimes people that work in salons start smoking because that's the only way to get a break?
Yes.
Like a 5-minute break. it's true. Anyway, I had somebody I was working with. She would call it smarting. She's like, do you want to go smart? That meant like in the middle of the day, like, let's go out back, smoke and fart. Because then you're like outdoors and you're not in the salon having a toot.
You guys are nasty ass bitches. That's all I'm going to say.
But you know what? Sorry. When you work 12 hours a day, it's got to happen at some point.
I don't think I fart every day.
You don't fart every day?
I mean, I never paid attention to it.
Well, then you probably like toot while you're asleep. I don't know. Okay.
Probably.
This brings me to my next, even more depraved salon moment.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord. So one of my coworkers was going to be maid of honor in her friend's wedding. And so she was stressing out about the bachelorette party and how she was going to organize it and do this and that. Anyway, at one point she was like, oh my gosh, I'm like a little late on getting everything I need. It's coming up quick. So then she decided she was going to order online supplies for the bachelorette party. Like, I think they were going to clubs and going to wear some silly, I don't know. You know how groups of girls would go out and wear like boas and maybe a tiara and be like, what do you, like that ribbon you wear across?
Oh yeah, like a pageant, like a pageant ribbon. Like you know.
And you're like, I'm the bride or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were going to go have their night of debauchery, and she wanted to order some funny favors. And like one I can think of that is just, to me, so ridiculous are these penis straws. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
If you haven't, listeners, it's like a regular plastic straw, but at the tip of the straw is like shaped like a penis. Mm-hmm. So for some reason, culturally in the United States, we like to just pretend that bachelorette parties are all about male genitalia. Anyway, so she was ordering her funny accessories for the bachelorette party, And she had to send it to the salon because she was having trouble with like where she lived. People were stealing packages. She was like in an apartment building. So she was like, okay, well, I don't really want to, but I'm going to send it to the salon. I remember her being in the back room and saying, okay, it says like undescript box, like this, that, whatever. And because she didn't want it to be a big deal, obviously, like that it would be something super inappropriate. So she goes ahead and orders it, and the box comes. Everything's good. It's just a plain box. There's no giveaway to what it is. She got her stuff, all fine and good. That was great. And then a month later, and for the next year, the same company, like they sell funny gag gifts and also it's like sex toys and stuff like that. So anyway, they sent a catalog, like for you to like continue shopping, to her name at the salon. And so we would, every month we would get, you try to cancel and they're like, well, you're on the list and it'll take a while. So catalogs of like sex toys would come to the salon. And she was mortified because she's like a rather proper person. Anyhow, long story short, somebody else that worked there thought they were like fantastic, these catalogs.
I actually want to check one out. That sounds kind of interesting.
Like, wow, this is educational. And one day, said person who was really enjoying the catalogs was in the back room and had like a lot of downtime. And so I was, doing people's hair like I normally do. And then I go in the back room. I have like 15 minutes to like sit down, get something like a little snack, whatever. So I go in the back room and she's sitting there and she's looking all devious, like trying not to laugh. And this is also somebody who likes to hide, those little fart machines around. Keeps coming back to the fart today. But like, so like if you open a cabinet and bend over, like they play the fart noise.
Yes.
So
we used to do that at our salon. The very first one I worked at.
Oh my gosh. This same
clients would walk by and this specific person would be like, and the client would be like looking around.
Oh my gosh.
I never knew. Oh my God. They used to play pranks. I have to admit, my first salon was so much fun though. We used to play pranks on everybody. That was fun. On each other. Sometimes the clients would be like, what is going on? It was all in fun and game. Nothing ever bad, just fun shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'd been back in that back room for like an hour with some catalogs. And I go to the fridge in the break room and I open it and I go to grab, like, there's like a big Brita filtered water thing. So I go to grab it. There's a picture of a dildo on the handle of the water pitcher. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So she starts laughing. I'm like, you are crazy. And then I close the door and there's another picture. And then they're hidden all over. Like you open a drawer where
So she just put dicks everywhere.
Dicks everywhere. And then I thought I had found them all. I was like, I got to take these down because, some people we work with might really not like that.
Oh my gosh, prudes. And see, I miss the old days when you could have fun at work.
Girl. So then she said, I'm like eating my snacks. I'm like, you are so funny, blah, blah, blah. And then I was going to go back out. She's like, oh, wait. You got something on your face over here. Like, because I had been eating it. I was like, oh. And she holds up a hand mirror. Because we have one that was like hanging in the back. And we'd like use it to put our makeup on or something. So she hands it to me. I pick it up. And there's a huge dildo on the mirror. Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great.
It took a couple weeks to find all of them.
Good. I mean, I because it gets me angry. It's like, why can't we just have fun with it? What's the big deal, people?
Yeah.
Gosh, society has gotten so fucking stale and uptight. Let's laugh a little. Fuck.
True.
For heaven's sakes. So,
well,
dicks it is.
One thing that you and I were talking about is the bidet situation. I kind of always wondered, like, if you're supposed to go forward or, like, back into it. Like, beep, beep, beep. And that's when you were telling me that they make travel bidets, like one you can take with you.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you could take it with you, but you could put it on your own toilet now.
That's cool.
And it's heated. So you can actually buy the seat cover. Okay, so you buy the, all right, so you have your toilet, okay, whatever brand you have, okay? You could just buy the covering. And with this covering, you could get one where it's heated, and then it comes with like a little sprayer or whatever. And on the side, you know, you just adjust it. And when you're sitting there, if you want it to turn on, you just hit the button. And then you could put like front, back. My ex-mother-in-law had one, and I loved it. I used to always go in her bathroom and use it.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved it. You know what? I think I'm going to get myself one.
You should.
Why not?
I'm going to come over and see what the big...
You want to check it out?
Yeah, see what the fuss is about.
All right. Okay.
Speaking of booties, so we do want to have a whole other episode about how women's health care is pretty barbaric.
Yeah, a more serious, like a real episode.
On a serious note, there's a lot of barbaric stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people tell me about the colonoscopy dilemma. Like, nobody likes them. Everyone, like, half the people say, oh, it's no big deal, just go in. Other people are, like, running for the hills. And there's this thing now that is pretty popular called Cologuard. And
I heard of that. Is that the mail-in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, people, you're literally, like, going to mail in a turd. And...
I never thought of it that way. Oh my God, you're right.
And I'm thinking, what if you like worked at the place where they accept these packages? I mean, what a shitty job.
But
Okay, so listen to this though. There's like 2 different booklets. Okay, so I've done this. I've also driven somebody to a colonoscopy. I've talked to tons of people about colonoscopies.
I had my first one last year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because now they suggested at 45. So I had it done in June of last year. So
you know what? They told me that because I'm 45, and I said I'm grandfathering myself in to this program, so I'll do that when I'm 50. Because you can't change the rules on me.
Well, why not? They're doing it for your health. There's a reason you have to do it earlier.
Girl, it's a hose in your booty. Anyway, okay. Cologuard has like a lot of instructions.
Okay.
And sometimes when you see some of these instructions, they're so ridiculous that it just makes you think like, who didn't do that?
Right, that they have to put it down as like, instructions. Right.
There was a whole page about how to like make sure the lid is lined up correctly.
Okay.
So that there's no spilling.
Oh my God, do people send in like shit all over their packages? Literally.
Shit all over their package?
I mean,
okay,
right?
so there's this plastic thing that you're supposed to have a little dookie in, and then there's like a thing of liquid that's like a preservative that you pour in there. Then you put the lid on, and then it's like 4 different layers of containment in there, so it's not gonna bebop around in the box. There's like a plastic bag that's like zipped. Anyway, it's very elaborate. But you can tell what the box is because whatever the box comes to you in, you end up doing your thing, taking off the label, and like the same box goes back.
Okay.
So the hardest part, I think, about Cologuard is figuring out like ahead of time, now where am I going to take this to have it processed? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, what do you mean? Don't you just mail it back to the company? Isn't there like a pre-label? Like
Yes.
Oh.
But it's UPS, but you can have a UPS pickup at your house. You can drop it off at UPS.
Okay.
You'd be surprised though how many. Like I find it a little bit difficult. Like if you don't live in the city, the UPS drop-offs aren't like just everywhere. Anyway,
there's like 3 within blocks of me.
Oh, geez. Well, that's because you live in the city.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also like a box. You can't put it into a
A mailbox.
Mailbox.
Right. Can't put the box in the box.
Once it comes out of the box. So once you get it packaged properly to send back,
yeah,
you either need to take it, you can drop it off at a CVS. You can drop it off at UPS. You can call UPS and have them come and pick it up at your house. In which case, you kind of want to just put it on your doorstep rather than looking someone in the eye and saying, here's my box of turd. Right?
Yeah, sure.
So I had a friend who was telling me about her experience with this, and she was getting a little anxious about leaving it on her porch because it was summertime. She's like, it's going to be 100 for like the next 2 days. She didn't want her turd sample to be all heated.
I know, but don't they put the preservative stuff in there or whatever?
Girl, I don't know, but she was worried. She's like, I'm just going to take it somewhere. So she was looking at her options, and she thought the easiest would be to take it to CVS.
Okay.
So this is where it gets even funnier. So she goes to CVS and is like, got her box. She's bebopping to the back of the store where the pharmacy is, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Which is exactly what I would have done. The pharmacist is like, oh, those go up front. Like you're supposed to give it to the people that ring you up in the front of the store. So, because, I don't know, it just seemed like, why wouldn't the pharmacy have it with,
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
So my friend goes up to the front to the cashier and is like, I've got this box for UPS. And she's like, oh, is it Cologuard? And she's like, yeah. And she said, this young lady, just was like, okay, that's it. I got it. And she turns around and puts it on top of a shelf of candy. And it's just sitting there.
Oh, another reason why I need to stay away from sugar.
So the box of turds was on top of the candy.
Oh.
And now she's going sugar-free in life. Also, do you remember back in the day, in the 90s, they had this stuff called Olestra?
What's it for?
Olestra was like fat-free potato chips. It was like the oil that they put in those fat-free chips.
I don't think so, no.
Really? Okay, this Olestra stuff made people have horrible diarrhea. Like this stuff would go right through you.
Oh.
And so they stopped using it because I don't think it's really good for anybody's body.
Oh.
But I do kind of wonder, why don't they use Olestra for the prep when you have to go get a colonoscopy? Because it would just right out.
Oh, and it probably doesn't taste bad, because the prep stuff is, it's bad.
Well, I think this sums up our nasty conversation about the funny stuff that happens in salons. There will probably be a part 2 and a part 3 coming up in the future, so stay tuned and check out our YouTube. We're going to be putting up some fun videos.
Yes.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please subscribe or follow. And please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Lastly, follow us on social media for clips of past and future episodes. All our accounts are listed in the show notes below. Thanks so much for listening.